and the Zephyrs of Whitehall. Hello and welcome to Lehigh Valley Conference football. Mike Zambelli joined by Rich Snizak for the call of tonight's game. And yes, indeed, the Lehigh Valley Conference. This will be the opener for both these teams in the new conference, if you will. It really has the makeup of the old East Penn Conference, but that be as it may, it really is a new era in high school sports, not just in football here in the Lehigh Valley. Rich, you're the president of the Lehigh Valley Conference, and I know you're glad for games like this. These are two teams that this was a rivalry. They played this game on Thanksgiving Day. They have not met in the four-year breakup of the East Penn Conference, and I know you're excited to see programs like this once again playing each other.
I would hope the whole Valley's excited. I think the schools are back playing the teams that they should be playing on a regular basis, and this is just one of those big rivalries that's going to be rejuvenated by this new conference.
This should be a terrific high school season once again, with a lot of questions mark out there as we start week number one. We will take a look, first of all, at the visiting Whitehall Zephyrs under first-year head coach Bob Paney. He, of course, taking over for the departed Tony Coca, who is now the defensive coordinator at Bethlehem Catholic. They're coming off an 8-3 season that saw them qualify for the district tournament, being knocked out in the first round by Bethlehem Catholic. Rich, there are a lot of questions, but Bob Paney's excited to have this job. He's an 11-year assistant. He knows what Zephyr football is all about.
Yeah, Bob's been around a long time. He served Tony Coca well in many years past here at Whitehall, and he's excited tonight. You could tell talking to him in pregame. He was jacked up. I think he could have put a helmet on tonight. And that's a big deal for a new head coach, their first game, and you know, he wants everything to come off to a good start. I mean, Joe Baudelaire probably feeling the same way, his first game at Emmaus, but especially Bob Paney, it's his first high school head coaching experience, so I know he's enthused.
Zephs returned just 5 starters, one of them being 3-year starter Brad Wagner at quarterback. He threw for over 1,000 yards a year ago, 13 touchdowns, really looks poised, and he does bring that experience.
Brad worked real hard in the offseason to improve his arm strength. They're looking for more deep balls out of Brad this year, and he has the academic background. He's a smart kid. They're going to use him to check off at the line of scrimmage, and also they're going to use him to run a little bit. They worked with his feet a little bit, hoping that they give him another dimension back there.
Justin Clement will be the go-to guy when they try to put it on the ground. He'll be the tailback in this offense. Limited experience from that position, but according to the coaches, he's worked hard in the offseason.
Clement's played for 3 years now. He spelled Swackert a few times as a sophomore and as a junior, so he has big game experience back there at the tailback position. But, you know, if they can get Wagner throwing the ball, that'll open up the running lanes for Clement, and I believe that's going to be their game plan tonight.
High expectations here at Emmaus High School as Joe Baudelaire takes over for Tom Surface. They have not had a winning season in this program in over a decade. Joe Baudelaire, by way of Lehigh University, was their defensive coordinator there. He 1 year at Central Catholic last year. He's excited and really ready to go. And there are some question marks here as well.
Joe brings a wealth of knowledge with him to the game of football. He has, like you said, outstanding college experience. He has a year in high school with Central Catholic. So he had a good taste of interscholastic high school football last year, and I think he'll have his Hornets ready to play tonight. He brings over mostly his whole staff from Central Catholic, so the continuity's there in coaching, and now it's just a matter of getting the kids to believe in their system.
Hornets last year 5-5, but they ended the year with an upset win over Glen Mills, and it carried into their offseason. They had really a good situation at quarterback throughout camp where there was good competition, and Brian Frazier emerged as their starter here for game one.
Yeah, I guess it went right down to the wire, according to Coach Baudelaire, between Frazier and Brushko, and Frazier seemed to have a little bit more poise in the end and a little bit stronger arm, so they're going to give him the first opportunity.
There's one guy that they will key to or look to go to, and it'll be running back Matt Ernie. He's a terrific athlete. Our viewers will recall last year he started the year as their quarterback. He's a good one.
Matt Ernie started as a sophomore also, Mike, at quarterback, and had an injury in that sophomore year that cut his season a little short, but he's an outstanding athlete. He's a big game player. I'm sure he's going to receive the ball out of the backfield on little swing passes, and also he'll run the ball too.
Rich, you've had great success as the head coach, of course, at Allen, winning a district championship. You had great success as the head coach at Parkland. What makes opening night different than any other game that these youngsters and coaches will coach in all year long?
Well, the nice thing about high school football, every year it's new because you have new personnel. In college, you have a little bit of carryover, more or less, and pro, obviously, you have a lot of carryover. But in high school football, the new personnel, everybody starts fresh, and you work real hard, and they had a chance to work real hard in this heat this year. So both teams are looking forward, I'm sure, to laying it on the line tonight for a good game.
I know this sounds a little crazy. I know it's the first game of the year, but this is an important game for both these programs tonight.
Oh, absolutely. I think Emmaus wants to establish themselves as a possible playoff contender, so it's important for them to get off to a good start, and also with the confidence factor, new coaching staff, new program, it makes believers out of you when you win. And Whitehall's a proud tradition. I mean, you can go back into the mid-'70s. Whitehall's always had a proud football tradition, new coaching staff, and I know they graduated a lot of kids last year, but they also need to get off a good start for confidence in this new coaching staff.
Great to have you on board, partner. Looking for a great season this year.
I'm excited to be back, and it's great to have Lehigh Valley Conference football back.
It certainly is. Well, we're ready if you're ready at home. The Lehigh Valley Conference kicks off its inaugural season here tonight. Now, they will not crown a champion because of it happening so quickly. They will just do it kind of the District 11 points. Next year, all of the teams should be able to work it in where they will play one another. So it'll be kind of a feeling out process for a year, but it will take nothing away from this season. Sit back, relax. Lehigh Valley Conference football comes your way next on TV2 Sports.
We're gonna treat you right.
At Lehigh Valley Ford, we're going to treat you right. Our vehicles are equipped the way you want them, not stripped for advertising purposes. Lehigh Valley Ford on the Lehigh Street Auto Mile.
When you need a prescription filled, who do you turn to? Walters Pharmacy. Walters Pharmacy compounds prescriptions and takes filling prescriptions as their #1 priority. At Walters, you'll save time. Trust Walters Pharmacy for convenience with free, fast delivery in the city of Allentown. You can visit walterspharmacy.net and email the pharmacists with questions. Since 1937, Walters Pharmacy, making life easier through genuine care.
There really is no place like home. And there's no one like the ABE Doors and Windows man to make sure your home is completely secure and energy efficient. We rely on the finest manufacturers like Gorel. From bay windows to storm doors, they set the standard for quality, beauty, and dependability that will last a lifetime. When you want a company that lives up to its reputation, call the ABE Doors and Windows man. Because quality doesn't cost, it pays.
GE brings good things to life at Kleckner & Son, Inc. in Whitehall and Emmaus. During their gigantic GE truckload sale, save big with great prices. Like new GE refrigerator technology with crushed ice and water filter, only $9.99. This GE top freezer, only $3.99. And this hot point washer dryer combo, only $5.49 for the pair. Hurry in for best selection. Trucks are arriving daily with new GE appliances at Kleckner & Son, Inc. 2177 MacArthur Road in Whitehall and 575 Chestnut Street, Emmaus.
Welcome back to Emmaus High School, site of tonight's Lehigh Valley Conference football opener for the Green Hornets and the Whitehall Zephyrs. Mike Zambelli joined by Rich Snizak. Al DiCarlo joining us on the sidelines, and Al has talked with both the first-year head coaches. Al, what do you have for us?
All right, Mike, thanks a lot. Great night to start our football season here on Service Electric. Talked to Joe Battleleri of Emmaus, and they were the battle of Brian Frazier. I know you guys mentioned it, but the decision to put Brian Frazier in is a stronger arm, and also over the last 2 years, he's made 13 starts. Both quarterbacks have done a great job. They need to control the ball and also sustain drives, and one thing he was concerned about coming into this game is the defensive line. Ironically, 2 weeks ago when I visited practice, it was the offensive line, but he says the O-line has come together. As for Bob Pan, he said the key is to control the skill people, Ernie being one of them, and they need to tackle. They can't let some guys loose. Also protect Brad, establish the run, mentally focused, and we're ready to go, as are they. Here we go.
Tom Viscuso puts the toe to it, and we are indeed underway. The return for the Zephyrs out past the 30, and that's where Whitehall will take over on the return. or tackled on the for Emmaus was Mike Brusco. Oh, we'll get our first look, Rich, at Brad Wagner, a 3-year starter for the Zeps, and you know there's going to be a lot riding on him, and he brings the experience that I know Bob Panny and you know yourself will hope that will benefit them here in game number 1.
Having a young and revamped offensive line, they're going to rely on Brad to carry this team in the early going until they get some experience.
Wagner has Clement behind him along with Jason Lottie. Lottie number 34, the fullback. And Wagner back to pass. His first pass is complete to the outside to Ben Beakey. Beakey, a wide receiver senior. First reception of the ball game, picks up about 2 yards. Tackle on the play by number 33, Sean Parr.
Whitehall empties the backfield on first down. Lines up with trips to one side and 2 receivers to the other, and motions the quads to isolate the wide receiver one-on-one. Short gain on first down.
Last year, Whitehall 8-3, 4-1 in the Valley Division of the Mountain Valley Conference. Emmaus, of course, 5-5. They were 2-3 in the East Penn Conference. Wagner once again up under center. Back to pass once again. His pass is complete.
It's tough to read their numbers.
Yeah, you noticed that I can't read them. I thought my eyes were giving out, so I'm going to start looking at the monitor as well along with you. Pass complete to the outside. I do apologize. It is hard.
3-step drop, and you know that's part of their game plan early. They want to have the line get a chance to get some protection and Brad have some early success to gain some confidence.
Looked like that was number 19, Josh Miller, on the reception. Miller, a starting outside linebacker, seeing some action here offensively. Wagner again back to pass. It has been nothing but Wagner in some trouble. Avoids one would-be tackler, slipped out of the arms of number 53, Peter Capehart, but is wrestled down by Matt Ernie.
Capehart, here you can see Wagner sprinting left. Capehart gets good pressure, misses the tackle, but Ernie's all over the field there. Now, that's number 70, excuse me, Brian Reese. Reese makes the play for a loss of 2.
31, Kyle Wise is back to receive the punt of number 36, Brandon Evers. And a low snap. Evers does a terrific job to field it on one punt and gets off a good kick. Fielded by Wise, met immediately at the 32-yard line. Brought down on special teams by Josh Miller.
Big series of downs coming up here for the Whitehall defense. You know, they didn't have a lot of success on that first opening drive, and you know, they want to try and set their pads here a little bit. And now we get the chance to see Emmaus's revamped offense under Joe Baudelaire. You know, a little offshoot of the Lehigh offense where they try and spread you out and dink and dunk the ball around and you know, see if they try and get Frazier some confidence the same way Whitehall tried with Wagner.
Well, Joe Baudelaire, of course, the Central Catholic head coach a year ago, guided the Vikings to a 6-5 mark. First carry of the ball game, that goes to
Matt Ernie.
Matt Ernie, the tailback, 5'8", 180-pound senior, and he is really one to keep your eye on. Brought down defensively by 34, Jason Lottie.
Here you see it's an off-tackle power play to the split end side. Ernie gains about 3 yards on first down.
Hornets will try and get it done for a little while on the ground. As we mentioned, there was a good quarterback competition. Brian Frazier edging out Mike Brushko. Brushko, a sophomore, a very capable quarterback as well. Frazier resets number 47, Ryan Merrill, on the right side. Nobody in the backfield. And the motion man, and just getting the handoff, is Jamison Giramani. Giramani around the right side, maybe 1 or 2, and it'll bring up 3rd and long.
We're seeing both teams offensively throw a lot of formations early, try and get the defense off balance a little bit early, and Emmaus went with no backs there and came with a speed sweep. That's something you don't see too often in high school football. That's a nice little wrinkle by Joe Baudelaire.
Yeah, they almost didn't get that handoff on it. Brandon Evers making the stop for the Zeps. 3rd down, and we'll call it 3. Football resting on the Emmaus 41. Motion man Jacob Weeder, and we have our first whistle of the evening. Give us an opportunity to introduce our officials. John Gerbino's the referee, Rick Lehman, Larry Eichlin, Mike Eberwine, and Mark Berner.
Whitehall was offsides on that play, Mike. They tried to jump the count on a blitz and gives Emmaus a first down.
Guess it's something you obviously worry about on opening night. It's a night that, you know, you really shouldn't have to get players excited. I would think as a head coach, Rich, you're probably trying to tone things down at times.
I think you like that excitement a little bit, especially on the defensive side of the ball. You want to play with a lot of energy, and Whitehall's known to do that year in and year out. First
down of the football game. The first man through here for Emmaus, number 47, is Ryan Merrill on the carry. First guy in defensively, Jason Lottie.
Lottie did a nice job, and so did Henninger. Emmaus runs an inside trap, and it's a nice fill by the linebacker Henninger there. And that's a type of football you're used to seeing Whitehall's defense play.
Well, it is one of the tradition-rich programs here in the Lehigh Valley. Tony Coca, of course, their former head coach, now the defensive coordinator at Bethlehem Catholic. Todd Paney, who has been a big part of that success, their first-year head coach. 11 years an assistant. He, of course, a graduate of Whitehall High School. Second down 8. Frazier, the handoff to number 21, Weeder. Weeder looking for a little room over the left side, maybe squeezed out one or two. And again, Jason Lottie has been very active from his inside linebacker position to make the stop.
Yeah, the Zephyrs had good flow defensively there. Emmaus came back with that no back, short motion, speed sweep. That's the second time they've run that in this series, and they've had little gain there. They're looking at 3rd and 6.
Just underway here from Emmaus High School. 2002 regular season opener for both schools. Frazier up under center. Motion man is Weeder. Second back throw. That was Ernie again, once again on the carry, and it's going to be decision time. Tackle by number 18, Mike Ganal.
Emmaus runs an isolation play to the split side, and Whitehall again makes good defensive movement. Number 19, Josh Miller, comes up and holds the play for a short gain and puts Emmaus in a 4th and 2 situation.
Well, it looks like they're going to go, Rich, unless they try and draw them offside. 4th down, we'll call it a long 2, with the football resting at the Whitehall 46-yard line. Doesn't look like they're going to go. This would be a very risky play to call. Frazier, a very long count, and then they're going to take a penalty. I was kind of questioning that one. That's really a gray area to go for it on 4th down this early in the season.
Exactly, this early in the game also. You don't want to give away momentum. And, you know, a big change of possession at midfield like that would have been a momentum swing for either team at that point. But if Whitehall would have held it, it would have been a definite advantage for the Zephyrs.
So Mike Brusco on to punt it away. Settling back at his 15-yard line is Evers. Snap is good, and the kick is a high one, end over end. Evers signaling for a fair catch and makes that just inside his own 15. Well, the Green Hornets get 1 first down, and Whitehall will have their 2nd possession of the football game. Our Kraus Dodge trivia question of the night: who was Emmaus's head football coach the last time they posted a winning record? Emmaus's head football coach the last time the Green Hornets had a winning record for the season. We will have that answer for you in the 2nd quarter. Wagner back under center. Clement the deep back, and he gets the call. Room over the right side, slips one tackler and positive yards on 1st down.
That was a nice offensive play for Whitehall. The line came off the ball nice. They ran powered to the single receiver side. Nice kick out block by the fullback. Gives Clement enough room to duck inside. Good 4-yard gain, 5-yard gain, and 1st down for the Zephyrs.
Peter Capehart, a 2-way performer for the Green Hornets, makes the stop. And they'll give them 5 on 1st down. 2nd down, 5.
Nice crowd here tonight, Mike, for opening night at Emmaus.
Really nice to see. Beautiful night here. The cloudy skies that were around most of the day giving way to a brilliant sunlit night. The sun now setting. Toss to Clement. Clement met at the line of scrimmage and stood up by Terry Schwartz.
Nice defensive play by Schwartz for Emmaus. There's number 56. Here you watch Schwartz shed his blocker, play good with his hands. Good square up tackle. Clement seems to improve his strength in the offseason, Mike. See, initial contact didn't bring him down.
Loss of 4 according to the scoreboard. So it'll bring up 3rd and 9. We'll see how Bob Panny wants to go in this situation with the football deep in his own territory. Wagner from the shotgun. Screen over the middle, and pass is completed about the 28, getting up over the 30-yard line, and good enough for a first down, brought down by Sean Parr.
Nice offensive play by Whitehall. Here you see out of the shotgun, they overload to the right and run a little swing pass out of the backfield. And I believe that's Clement.
It is Clement.
Out of the backfield, and Clement just gets enough for the first down to sustain Whitehall's drive.
And I do want to apologize to our viewers. We're kind of looking into a glaring sun, plus those Whitehall numbers. We went through that with Bethlehem Catholic a couple years ago. They use those gold numbers on a white uniform, and it does not work real well for television announcers sitting up here. So I do apologize. They're not making any excuses. Clement in motion, and he has the football once again. Will they rule that complete? And it looks like they have. Ball still loose. A mad scramble for it, and now the whistle blows, and no idea who has it. And it is Emmaus. They roll it to completion. Clement appeared to pull it in, and then it was stripped free, and Emmaus has the first big play of the game.
Nice defensive play by the Hornets. I believe Ernie came up from that strong safety position, and he defeated the block at a wide receiver and caused the fumble, a little swing pass against Clement.
Andrew Hayburn recovering the fumble for the Green Hornets.
There you see it. Nice hit by Ernie, and then we had the rugby scrum for the loose football.
Well, that's what we talked about, Rich, with Matt Ernie. He is a terrific athlete, and he's one of those guys who will bring it each and every game day. Well, the first big play of the game, and Emmaus now with good field position. Frazier has Ernie as the lone back. Play action. Frazier in trouble and sacked. First sack of the game, and that's to 75, Craig Werkheiser.
Whitehall came with a little inside stunt here on first down, and the pass protection scheme for Emmaus allowed to pick up the blitzing linebackers, but Werkheiser beat the outside rush and made the play.
Football needs to be thrown a lot quicker than that, huh, Coach?
Yeah, he was rolling to his right a little bit. He held it probably a little longer than he should have. And again, this first game jitters. He has to get in the flow of things, and I'm sure, you know, as the game goes on, you'll see more confidence in Frazier.
And Mike Brusco is in at quarterback. Frazier now pulled and being talked to by quarterback coach Tim Cramsey. Brusco has a high snap, quarterback draw, and finds some room over the right side. Inside the 30 and close to the 25, brought down by Dan Continenza.
That's the added dimension that Brusco brings to the Hornet offense. Great athlete. Here they go. This is quarterback draw all the way, lines run blocking, and Brusco does a nice job of picking his hole and gets good positive yardage for the Hornets.
Rich, are we in a day and age with football, even high school, college, and pros? We saw Lehigh last night get it done with 2 quarterbacks. You really need 2 quality quarterbacks anymore to be successful.
Yeah, the way defenses blitz you now, and the increased amount of passing from when you and I played quarterback,
yeah, right.
You put yourself at jeopardy a little bit back there in the pocket.
Yeah, absolutely. In our day and age, it was just handing off. We played a lot of games where our uniforms were still clean by the end of the night. Ben Beakey on the coverage for Whitehall. Pass falls incomplete, and it will bring down 4th down. This could be a big momentum shift for the Zephyrs defensively if they could hold.
I know they have a lot of confidence in their field goal kicker, too. I'll be anxious to see what type of decision coach makes here.
Viscuso will handle the kicking for Emmaus, but this appears to be out of their range. Sean Parr coming in with the play. and delivers it to quarterback Brian Frazier. Frazier, a junior, stands 6'3", weighs 185. Rob Eck is split wide right. Jacob Weeder now settles in over on the left side. Ernie, the deep back. And Frazier back to pass. Looks left and screens it right. Has his man Eck. There's a penalty marker down on the play. Eck inside the 20, very close to the 15-yard line. Now they'll spot it a yard short. Go ahead, Coach.
Flanker screen, they throw to Eck, and I believe we had a block below the waist or a block in the back here by the Hornets, and I believe Whitehall's going to take over on downs.
Miller and Werkheiser combining to make the stop, and indeed they will decline the penalty as Eck comes up a yard short. So that a big boost for this Whitehall club as they turn it over inside their own 30 but give up no points.
I'm impressed with the aggressiveness that Emmaus comes out with offensively, the way they're attacking Whitehall, spreading the ball around, the little quarterback draw early. Those are the types of things that they'll need to do to continue to gain confidence.
Emmaus has had the better of the field position this entire first quarter, which is now down to 144. Played from the right side of the field as you watch at home. Handoff to Clement and brought down by a host of defenders led by number 56, Terry Schwartz.
Yeah, Whitehall lined up in the eye this time, tried to play a little power football on first down and ran an isolation to the weak side and had a 3-yard gain on first down, puts them in 2nd and 7.
Get our trivia question tonight. Who was the head football coach at Emmaus High School the last time they had a winning record? And I have some takers up here in the press box. Carl Smartson and Bill Ritz say they have the answer. Wagner back to pass on 2nd down. Plenty of time and does a good job to find his receiver. Pass is complete, ball is loose, but fumbled out of bounds. And again, struggling to get the number. Pass complete to number 6, Mike Hampshire. Brought down by Matt Ernie, but not before Hampshire able to pick up a first down. Germani also in on the stop.
They see Wagner executing an intermediate pass to Hampshire and fumbles the ball out of bounds, but good gain for the Zeffs. 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line.
Rich, one of the strengths that Bob Paney talked about is he feels he has very good receivers, and we're seeing a little bit of that so far here in the first quarter, including Clement out of the backfield.
Absolutely. Both teams feel real good about their skill positions.
First down of the game for the Zeffs. Clock winding down here, first quarter, no score. Wagner looked like to be a designed quarterback draw, bullying his way into the secondary and very near a Zephyr first down, brought down on the play by Andrew Morrison.
I think that's the new wrinkle I talked about in our pregame, Mike. They believe that Brad worked hard enough this offseason that he's going to have to carry the ball a little bit for him in this style offense. And you know, Brad's a big kid too. I mean, he's good 6'3", 210 pounds, and you know, he can pack some wallop in him when he gets a full head of steam.
Well, absolutely, can become an effective runner for the Zeffs. Indeed, picked up enough for the first down, 10 yards on the carry, and the second Whitehall first down in this drive. Quick drop and looking to his left, in and out of the hands of the intended receiver, Mike Ganal, freshman 6-footer, Sean Parr in coverage.
Yeah, I'm sure Michael would like to have that one back. Brad does a nice job here in 3-step drop. Puts the ball right where it needs to be. You know, they're going to make those plays as the game goes on in the season.
Surprised to see a freshman, Mike Ganal, not listed as a starter here, and immediately in there seeing some varsity action early in the season.
You know, Whitehall has implemented a middle school football program now to go along with their freshman and JV program. So you're going to see kids stepping up more and more for the Zeffs.
He is the only freshman on their 59-man roster. Wagner once again to pass. That has been primarily the story, and this time underthrows his intended receiver, Justin Clement.
I'm sure Wagner would like to have this ball back. He never got a chance to set his feet. Good design offensively, and Clement had a little bit of running room in between the linebackers. Here you see, he never gets a chance. He's throwing, falling backwards there, and you know, Brad, he'll correct that as the season game goes on, I'm sure.
12 seconds to go in a scoreless first quarter. What a wonderful sight here tonight. High school football, a very good crowd, a renewal of a rival. by Greg Moore, Douglas Povolitis, Jeff Arbashitis, Eric Dauberman, Duran Braswell, Joe Malone. Prior to tonight's football game, they had a beautiful ceremony honoring, of course, all those who lost their life in the September 11th attack. Here you get a look at it. They had color guard here. Dennis Ramella and his staff did a terrific job. They lit 3 candles or 3 torches in the end zone, which they will do before each and every game. One representing Washington,
That's
Pennsylvania.
Dennis Murphy, the principal, and that was Alrita Morgan, the superintendent of Emmaus School District.
The third then that they lit in memory, of course, of New York City. Back to action here. Tom Viscuso. Ball resting at the 12, tack on 10 for the end zone, a 22-yard attempt. Kick is up, and it is good. So Emmaus has the first points of the game, and Rich, you get the sense that that was a pretty important 3-pointer there for Emmaus to come out of this first half with something on the board.
Yeah, you want to go into the halftime feeling positive about something in the first half, and Emmaus came to life here at the end of the second quarter. We had a strong run by Ernie, and it all came off that fumbled punt opportunity by the Zeffs, but to have the sophomore come in, kick the field goal, get some points, that'll hold their heads up for halftime.
3-0 Emmaus in what has really been a defensive game. Both teams have made some mistakes. Joe Baudelaire, he was a defensive coordinator early in this Lehigh run to 4 straight Patriot League championships. Matter of fact, it was interesting. He coached Matt Salvatierra his freshman year and had great things to say about the Emmaus grad. And I understand, you know, it's interesting. Chad Schwank, quarterback at Lehigh, of course, a Whitehall grad, and Salvatierra, an Emmaus grad. I think they're both here tonight. I have Al trying to find them, although this is a pretty big crowd here tonight. I think it might be tough to do.
You're talking about 2 outstanding athletes from both of these programs that went on to represent their high schools very well at the collegiate level. And if you saw any of last night's game, you got a little flavor for what both of these young men can do.
Viscuso kicks off. Beakey and Evers back deep, and this will be Beakey. Out across the 25, good special teams coverage. The Whitehall, just 18 seconds. Brian Rotkowski on the stop.
I think if you're the Zeffs here, you know, I'd play conservative, want to go into halftime without giving up any more points and regroup.
Yeah, they made an awful lot of mistakes and really had the worst of the field position.
Pay attention what the hell's going on, coach. We got nickel in there.
For the entire first half. And as you can see, Emmaus, a little confusion there, is trying to go to the nickel defense. And now we'll burn a timeout to make sure that things are right. One thing you learn about Joe Baudelaire and anything you do with him, he is a very organized individual, and that's one thing he will not be happy about in this first half, Rich.
Absolutely not. I mean, he'll take some mistakes of, you know, not knowing everything is about the system and things like that. But the communication part, when you're changing defenses, when you're going from your base defense to your nickel package, that's all about keeping your head in the game as a ball player. And, you know, if there's not enough guys on the field for special teams, that's another disciplined approach to football that you expect your players to have their head in the ball game. And, you know, as a head coach, that tees you off when the kids aren't on the field when they should be.
Yeah, I got news. One thing I'll say about that as a former player, and I know you were the same way, you know, when I was supposed to be on that field, they never had to remind me. I couldn't wait to get on there.
And you would think that's the way it would be, but you see these teams are dressing 50, 60 guys on the sideline now, and you really have to be organized and dot your I's and cross your T's.
Well, we'll see how the Zeffs decide to play it. Wagner is in the shotgun and back to pass.
They're going 4 verticals.
And I'm sure he has instructions not to make a mistake, and slides as he gets up near the 35-yard line, needed to get to the 37. Clock runs 1 second, and they'll let it run out. The first half of play is completed with Emmaus going to the I can't say locker rooms here because they're going to the makeshift locker rooms. They will have them eventually. We'll have more on that. 3-0 Emmaus.
When it comes to hauling any kind of junk, nobody does it faster and cheaper than Mart's Disposal Service. We clean basements, attics, and garages at unbeatable prices. Mart's also does excavating, pool digging, and tree removal. Call us today. Now's the time to get rid of that junk you've been wanting to get rid of. You'll be happy with Mart's fast, reliable service at a price that can't be beat. Call Mart's and watch that old junk just disappear. Remember, nobody does it faster or cheaper than Mart's Disposal Service.
Let's go get Yakult. You know it's always been the best. Let's go get Yakult for quality that beats the rest. They got cheesesteaks, French fries. The famous Yakult hot dog is known worldwide. Let's go get Yakult. The secret sauce is one of a kind.
Yakult's, an Allentown tradition.
The sale you see on every Scott Chevrolet has become much more than just a logo over the years. It's 3 generations of taking customer service to the next level.
No crazy promotions or outrageous offers, just a completely comfortable experience in the showroom or on the internet, where buying a car has never been easier.
It's no wonder Scott has been #1 in Chevy sales and customer loyalty for over 25 years. Scott Chevrolet. Come in for the sale, you'll stay for the service.
Family Prescription Center in Bethlehem remembers when your pharmacist knew your name and your prescription needs. We've been serving your community for more than 111 years. Today, Family Prescription Center offers free delivery, old-fashioned customer service, and the best of today's technology.
I tell my friends to go there.
Call us to see how we can fulfill your prescription needs. 439 Wyandotte Street in Bethlehem.
You won't just be another customer, you'll be like the family.
At Armetta's in Emmaus, food and fun can be enjoyed with the family or with friends. Armetta's is known for a wide variety of pizza, steaks, and wings, and is fast becoming the best place to watch sports. Don't be left out. Come in and chow down, tip back a cold one, and watch the games of the week in the upper lounge. Family, friends, food, and fun, Armetta's has it covered. Armetta's at the corner of 3rd and Main in Emmaus.
I need a car, but all I can do is look because I have credit problems.
Without a car, I have to bus to work, but the banks won't talk to me because I don't have enough credit history.
If you have a job, IntelliCredit can help. Just call this 800 number. Our friendly customer care specialists will complete and accept your application in 5 minutes or less, and the call is absolutely free.
I made the call and got in my truck.
I got approved overnight.
If you have less than perfect credit, call me right now. Come on, you deserve it.
Okay, welcome back to halftime, and we're going to go down to Al DiCarlo.
All right, thanks a lot. With Dennis Rommel, the athletic director here at Emmaus High School, and it's football season. I know you love it.
It's great. I was so excited about getting to this game because we've been working since February, since Joe came on board, and everything's been pointing to tonight. So I'm really glad that all the planning's finally over and we're out on the field.
What about Joe Bottolari? He comes over from Central Catholic. You came over from Central Catholic. It's a new regime here, though, at Emmaus High School. You guys are looking to win some football games.
We're hoping. We really feel that there's a lot of talent in our program. And with Joe and his experience and the outstanding staff that he brought along with him, we're hoping that we have a very bright future.
Speaking of future, talk about the Lehigh Valley Conference, East Penn Conference, all back together again, something that you wanted for a long time.
It never should have happened, but it did, so we won't rehash what happened in the past. But it is exciting to be back with all our former friends, and we're playing one another. And even though this football season, we're still kind of fractured because of contract commitments, it is fun to be playing Whitehall again, and I just think this was the best thing that could have happened to the Lehigh Valley.
What about here in the school district? You guys continue to do upgrades here at Emmaus, and it's ongoing. Tell us about the athletic fields and everything, and how everything's going here.
Well, since I've been at Emmaus, I've had tremendous support of our superintendent, Dr. Morgan, and the school board, and they listen to our concerns, and if they can help us, they make every effort to do that. And earlier this month, they passed a plan that we're going to send out to bid improvements for the fields. The first phase of the project is we're going to be lighting the football practice field, the varsity field. We're going to be building a soccer field with stands and lights. And then we're going to be moving light standards behind the main bleachers to have better television coverage. We're going to be building a field house so we don't have to use the tents anymore, although it'll take away some of the carnival atmosphere. And most importantly for Mike and Rich and for you guys, we're going to be putting in a new press box. And we're really excited about that.
I was going to say, that's the last thing you said and all that. I was waiting for that press box to come through. Hey, enjoy the game. Best of luck this year, and best of luck here at Emmaus.
Thank you, Al.
All right, that's Dennis Romello. Let's send it back upstairs.
And now, here are 3 good reasons why you should get off the couch and call Allentown Business School. Number 1, they'll send you a free brochure about programs in graphic design, web design, animation, and multimedia. Number 2, you'll see how they can prepare you for a great career in today's hottest high-tech design jobs. And number 3, doing this can open a door to the kind of future that you've always wanted.
Call 888-806-0808. That's 888-806-0808.
Okay, welcome to the 2002 edition of the R&J Carpet Connection Halftime Festivities. Brought to you by the R&J Carpet Connection. Visit their showroom at 922 North 3rd Street in Whitehall or call 610-264-0556 for all your carpet needs. Opening tonight's second half of tonight's halftime festivities, we have the Emmaus High School Green Hornet Marching Band. The band is under the direction of band director Darryl Goslin. And down on the field, the band is under the direction of drum major Dave Wagner. Sit back and enjoy the Green Hornet Marching Band.
Cheerleaders report to the south end zone. Cheerleaders, 14 to the south end zone, please.
And there you have the Green Hornet Marching Band. That concludes the R&J Carpet Connection halftime festivities. With the Emmaus holding a slim 3-0 lead at halftime. We'll be right back with the start of the second half of tonight's game with Mike Zambelli, Rich Snizak, and our stat man, Bill Atkinson.
There comes a time in an athlete's career when he knows he's at his best. It's that moment when victory is at hand, when he feels invincible. The level of the game is irrelevant. What matters most is the feeling. And it usually comes inside a Russell Athletic jersey. Bethlehem Sporting Goods and Russell Athletic are a part of nearly every triumphant moment throughout the Lehigh Valley. Choose Russell Athletic and Bethlehem Sporting Goods. A winning tradition starts with us.
The news is filled with reports on crime every day. Have you ever thought of doing something about it? Why wait? Call 888-806-0808. Allentown Business School in Allentown, Pennsylvania offers a diploma in criminal justice. Prepare for a career as a state or local police officer, probation or corrections officer, or private investigator. Job placement assistance is available. For information on a career in high demand, call Allentown Business School toll-free at 888-806-0808. Call now.
At Lehigh Valley Hyundai, we're making it easy and affordable to drive home. Do the deal on a 2002 Hyundai Accent with $2,000 down, cash or trade for only $69.95 or $129 a month. Or do the deal on a 2002 Hyundai Elantra GLS with $2,000 down, cash or trade for just $96.95 or $179 a month. Plus, every Hyundai comes with a Hyundai Advantage, America's best warranty, 10 years of worry-free driving. At Lehigh Valley Hyundai, we're making it easy and affordable to drive home.
Nothing. Emmaus has returned here to Emmaus High School. Mike Zambelli, Rich Snizak. So very glad you could join us. Al DiCarlo reporting from the sidelines. Let's take a look now at some first half highlights. And really, Rich, a first half of mistakes, perhaps first game jitters, 4 turnovers in all. Whitehall fumbled the ball 3 times, and you know, even on one of the better plays of the first half, you see it ended in disaster for the Zeph as Clement left it on the grass. And then the interception, the lone interception, and as you continue to watch, really Whitehall, let's first talk with them, really fortunate to be down not just 3-0 in this football game.
Yeah, they had a little more sloppy play than Emmaus did in the first half, and you know, you got to give Emmaus some credit too on those turnovers where there were some nice strips. There's Ernie making a nice run for the set up the field goal right before half, but Emmaus did a nice job stripping the ball sometimes to cause some of those turnovers. I know Ernie had a big hit on that first turnover on that swing pass, and Brushko stripped Clement on the one draw play. So not all those were errors on the Zephyrs' part. It was forced errors by Emmaus.
R&J Carpet Connection bringing you your halftime statistics, each team with 3 first downs. Rushing yards relatively easy at 70, or even at 70 to 64. Zephyrs 5 for 8. Wagner really not a bad half. If you look at that, 5 for 8, did throw an interception, 28 yards. Total of 98 yards. They did lose those 3 fumbles, which was a big part of that half. For Emmaus, 64 yards rushing, just 1 completion in 8 attempts. So we'll see what the 2 coaches come up with at halftime in terms of perhaps just trying to, and it really looks to be just more settling both their teams down.
I think if you're Bob Panny at Whitehall, you want to see a little more out of their passing game offensively. I would think coming into the game, they would expect Brad Wagner to have a little more success throwing the ball, and his numbers are good, his completion percentage, but they're not getting the yardage that they need to move the chains. And if you're Emmaus, I think they want to see a little more consistency throwing the ball, so that would help support their running game a little bit.
Well, let's go firsthand and find out what the coaches are thinking. Al DiCarlo, Al.
All right, Mike, I'll talk about the coaches in a second, but this is a familiar
How about
face.
that?
Yeah,
Yeah, how about that,
Brant
Brant?
Hall joining us, former Lehigh coach, and now he's the quarterbacks coach helping out there for Lehigh. And you guys just got back from Buffalo and starting the season with a win. That's usual for Lehigh.
Oh, yeah, it was a big-time win against a 1A school. Came out, looked a little shaky in the beginning, but, you know, as we settled down, you know, the kids started to get back in that familiar position and scoring some points and came out with a big win.
Talk about the quarterbacks. I mean, Shields and then Chad Schwank, and I think Chad's here somewhere, but he's just hiding.
Right. They're both very good. Two different styles, similar to Phil Stanbaugh and myself. Matt got a little dinged up last night, and Chad came in and stepped up and had played a great game. So they'll both be fine on the year.
Good thing to have the two quarterbacks, if not a third, with Kevin Wesley.
Oh, yeah. All three of them competed very hard this summer. And, you know, fortunately, you know, Matt and Chad got to play. But if Kevin ever has an opportunity, he'll step in and get the job done, too.
All right, enjoy the rest of this game.
All right, you too.
All right, Brant Hall just stepping up and enjoying himself as we get this kickoff. Bob Haney said for him, his team played hard. It was a good first half, but they had 3 turnovers, and obviously that was the big factor for them. He said we need to eliminate the mistakes, and if we do, we'll be fine. As for Joe Baudelaire, he said the same thing, but other way around. Missed the opportunities, not executing, inconsistent. I asked him about the switch of Brian Frazier at quarterback. He said Brian Frazier was definitely not himself, was probably nervous, first game jitters, and then I was wondering who was going to start here in the second half. He said, Al, I don't know that yet until I go into the locker room, so we'll see here as they come out. And it looks like it's Frazier.
Jacob Weeder on the return out to the 35, tackled by Constanbader. So once again, Rich, good field position for Emmaus. And you mentioned Whitehall with their passing. A lot of that had to do with their poor field position. They really couldn't open up that offense.
That's absolutely right. You start the second half, Emmaus jumps right back into their game plan. They jump into that split side running game, trying to reduce Whitehall's 8-man front. And I believe they had a short gain of, or they had a good gain, excuse me, of 4 yards.
Well, there you see how it was by possessions in the first half. Whitehall, their first a punt, a fumble, then a punt, another fumble, punt, and a fumble. So disaster with the 3 fumbles. Emmaus punted in their first possession, gave it up on downs, then a punt, an interception, and then wound up with the field goal in that first half to have a 3-0 lead. Frazier under center, the delay to Sean Parr. Another terrific defensive effort, this time by 53, Tyler Henninger.
I've been really impressed with the interior play of Whitehall's defense. Henninger and the 2 down tackles are doing a nice job controlling the front. You also see number 78 for the Zephyrs, Bill Marks, chewing up some space on the inside of that line.
Well, Henninger's an interesting story, Rich, and I know you remember a couple of years ago as a sophomore, they got hurt at linebacker, and he came in and filled in and played very well for them.
Yeah, he's a fullback linebacker, and now he's a guard linebacker.
Yeah. Frazier now on 3rd down. That sweep or end around. Germani and nothing doing, Weeder taken down by Brandon Evers.
That was a nice defensive play by Evers. Here you see the speed sweep. They hand it off to the motion man, and it looks like Weeder's going to get the corner, but Evers defeats the block and comes up and makes a nice play. It's 4th down.
Alex Hedges also getting a piece of the action. Now Brandon Evers will drop back, settles in at about his own 30, and back in punt formation is Brushko. Another good punt. And Evers signals for a fair catch. And Whitehall will take over on their own 30.
That'd be a big confidence booster for Evers just to field that one. I know he struggled the last 2 times that Emmaus had to punt with fielding the ball, and we'll see if Whitehall can get something positive going.
Well, you saw number 34 for Whitehall, and that was Jason Lottie come over and say, job well done. Tough to get a young man to even get back there and field those punts. I don't think the viewer, the average fan, understands how difficult it is to be back there and be that return guy on a punt return.
Takes a courageous person because you have guys zipping down the field trying to take your head off, and you need to catch that ball first.
Wagner, decent first half, 5 of 8, right to the airwaves once again, and has his man. Pass is complete to number 7, Ben Beakey, who will go the distance. No markers down, touchdown Whitehall.
And that was an excellent pass by Brad Wagner. He beat the two-deep zone, and he threw a wash line right in there. The safety never had chance to come over the top, and Beakey took it to the house.
69 yards on the completion, and the Zephyrs have the first touchdown of the football game in a 6-3 lead. It's a little reminiscent of Tony Coca's vertical game. He always liked to stretch the defense and players on, fly patterns, and that was a good throw. Low snap. Nice job of getting the spot down, and the kick is up, and it is good. That was Spencer Tacker.
That's a big momentum boost for the Zeffs. That was the most positive offensive play they had for the evening, obviously, and we talked about it at halftime. It has to come from Brad Wagner. 3-step drop, and he threw a wash line in between coverage, and there no one's going to catch number 7, Ben Beakey, from behind. Nice release.
Watch the reaction of Wagner, and he did thread the needle. That really wasn't poor coverage by the Emmaus secondary. They had some people in position.
There you see Wagner showing a little emotion. He has to be excited. He knows that was a good pass on his part to defeat the coverage. 13
touchdown passes a season ago, and one of the real good numbers he posted last year, he threw just 3 interceptions, so he was efficient. In that category, the scoring drive takes just 1 play after the exchange. 69 yards, Wagner to Beakey. And Whitehall has a 7-3 lead. 9:35 to go, third quarter.
Mohammed Ben Said will be kicking off for the Zeffs, and deep for Emmaus is Jacob Weeder and Kyle Wise.
That is one of the areas that Whitehall needs to address this year. And this is Weeder once again, up across the 30 and out to about the 33. The Zeffs last year had Mountain Valley Conference All-Star Nate Stroll as their kicker, and he really had a good year, and they really need to do it by committee this year. Mike Ganal, along with Larry Musa, combining to make the stop for Whitehall.
I believe Moravian and Scott Dapp were the benefactors of Nate Stroll's
Sounds
kicking
right.
rate.
Yeah, sounds right. He was a good one.
He sure was.
Mountain Valley Conference All-Star. Well, the Green Hornets find themselves trailing in the game for the first time, 7-3. Boy, that was great to hear. And Grant Hall, former Lehigh quarterback, checking out a good one here tonight. Pass near in and out of the hands, intended for number 21, Jacob Weeder. Coverage by Tyler Henninger.
I'm sure that's a ball Jacob wish he had another opportunity to catch. This is a nice play by Frazier. Semi-roll, waggle left. Hits the crossing route underneath the linebackers, and Jacob makes that catch. He has a lot of room to run because he's going to run right by that linebacker Henninger there for a big gain.
Can't help but notice there, you looked at Weeder, his hands really weren't in the best of position, and I bring that up because I just had a thought of Josh Snyder last year from Lehigh. I don't know that I ever saw a receiver have his hands in position to catch a football more consistently than Josh Snyder.
And many times in high school, the young men want to catch the ball against their chest and use their pads. It's really a lost art catching the football with your hands.
Frazier in some trouble, does a good job to improvise and break contain, and actually got a pass away and really had an opportunity just overthrowing his intended receiver, Jacob Weeder.
I think that was a good play by Frazier, though, to get rid of the ball and not take the sack. I think earlier in the first half, when he was a little nervous, I think he would have taken that sack there, but here that ball's well out of play, and now you reload as a coach, and you don't feel like you're behind the 8 ball so much.
Coverage defensively, Josh Miller, the outside linebacker for Whitehall. We've called Josh's number quite a bit tonight. Frazier now faced with 3rd and 10. Clock stopped with 9:16 to go, third quarter. Zeffs have just taken a 7-3 lead. Slip screen, and they drop it underneath, and it's complete to Rob Eck. Eck weaving his way into the secondary and is very close to an Emmaus first down, brought down by Constant Bader along with Evers.
Got a nice block here by Emmaus' number 70 on the flanker screen. That's Brian Reese, and number 32 for the Hornets, Rob Eck. He's a transfer from Central Catholic, makes a nice gain on that flanker screen. That's a nice conservative call to give Frazier some confidence on 3rd down, and they got a chance to move the chains and reload it again.
Yeah, that certainly is. First down, Emmaus trailing 7-3. Their first down of the second half.
Not taking that sack on that play before was big in getting that first down, too.
Second back through, I believe that to be Parr. Wait momentarily, I'm not really sure. It didn't look quite thick enough to be Sean. Yes.
You get a chance to look at it here. Here you see Whitehall's number 75, Werkheiser, defeating the block and squeezing down, does a nice job. I've been impressed with the interior play of Whitehall's defensive line tonight. Werkheiser's been active, Marks has been active on the defensive right side, and Marks weighs in at 295 pounds, Mike. He's only a sophomore, he's 6'3".
Gain of 1 on first down. Play action. Frazier with Zephyrs all around him does an excellent job to look upfield and find Matt Ernie for the reception, brought down by Andrew Patokny, but not before Emmaus has their second consecutive first down.
Frazier does an excellent job here. Henninger's on the pressure, lays it in over the linebacker. Ernie's wide open, and they convert the first down and sustain this drive. Big confidence builder. What I like here to see is Emmaus is battling back after a little adversity. They give up a big play. Now offensively, this young team's starting to battle a little bit.
Patokny, a junior, not a starter for Whitehall, now playing the cornerback position. 1st and 10, and the handoff goes to Germani, brought down by Josh Miller.
They had a nice line surge on the left side of the line for Emmaus here. They run a little off-tackle power play, and Germani picks up close to 6 yards on first down.
Both teams seeming a little bit more confident now, seem to have, if you will, their sea legs or game legs, and they're looking a little more confident offensively. Zeffs have already put up 7 this quarter. Emmaus trying to answer. Gain of 6 on first down. Ball inside the Whitehall 40. This is Ernie, sheds one tackler, slips another, and almost another, and almost took it to the house. Inside the Whitehall 25, and brought down by Ian Constanbader.
You're starting to see Emmaus' offensive line get a little bit of a surge here. Look at him come off the ball, establishing a new line of scrimmage. Ernie has good leg drive. He's ripping through tacklers. He almost rips through that final one for a touchdown. But you got a heck of an athlete here at Emmaus in number 10. Matt Ernie.
Rich, not the biggest offensive line, but they are mobile and run pretty well, and they're using that to their advantage right now. 1st and 10, Emmaus. Ernie once again, and this time just stood up at the line of scrimmage.
And that's Henninger again, and you could tell just by contact, Henninger's around the football for the Zeffs. He puts his nose right on the football and does a nice job. Sink his hips, drive his legs. That's a picture-perfect tackle.
Mentioned Matt Ernie being a good quality athlete, comes from some good stock. Dad Marty Ernie, an outstanding performer at Allen High School in the early 70s. Quite a football player.
Yeah, Marty was an outstanding quarterback.
Left-hander. 2nd down and 10. Parr slips to the outside and rumbles forward to about the 15. Constanbader once again on the stop for Whitehall.
That was nice patient running by Sean Parr in this play. He just kept sliding and sliding. Here you go. He looks inside, looks outside. Nice block by number 73. Rob Lynch again. And good positive yardage. 3rd and 1 for the Hornets.
You mentioned Rob Lynch, the left tackle. He's a junior, but has a great deal of experience. It seems like he's been here forever.
He's played as a freshman 2 years ago, and you know, it's just been getting better and better each and every year.
3rd and short. Weeder, the motion man. It is Ernie on the carry. Needs 1 for a first down, and the Green Hornets think that they have it.
I think they just got enough line surge. Number 80 for the Zeffs, Dan Continenza on the tackle.
40.
Well, and the crowd's starting to get into it now a little bit.
It was a real impressive drive by the Hornets to come back after that big play that the Zeffs had. If they can get points on the board, that's going to tell you a lot about this football team.
Well, Rich, both head coaches talked about ball control prior to the game, and obviously Whitehall had the quick score, and you'll always take those. But this is an impressive drive. Let's see if the Green Hornets can cap it off. Weeder again, the motion man. Inside handoff. Perhaps a couple into the middle for Germani.
That's about 4th or 5th time they've come with this inside trap out of the slot. Yeah, it's just to keep guys like Henninger off balance so they can't flow so quick, and you know, they're setting up another play here.
.353 to go, third quarter. Whitehall leads it 7-3. A terrific ball game here to start the 2002 regular season. Eck is wide right with Weeder in the slot. Frazier hands off to the lone back Ernie, and nothing doing in the middle of that Zephyr line.
Here we're running at Werkheiser on that side and Marks for Whitehall, and you know, those are two big guys on that side of the line. Marks at 295, Werkheiser at 235. Really got to get line surge to get some movement there. And the Zeffs had a strong defensive effort.
Well, if you analyze it, Zephyrs with the size advantage on the line, as we talked about in the first half. Emmaus doing a good job using that quickness and foot speed. And the Whitehall defense now trying to tighten. 3rd down 7. Emmaus can still get a first down without scoring a touchdown. They need to get down to about the 1. Frazier on play action. The keeper will lose yardage. Faked into the line of scrimmage, but did not fool Craig Werkheiser.
I don't know if that was designed, Mike. I don't know if that might not have been that might have been a broken play, because he looked a stutter step after the missed handoff, and you know, he turned it up. That was a smart thing to do. Hopefully the Hornets can capitalize on this long drive by getting some points out of it.
Well, on to attempt the field goal is Tom Viscuso. Already has a 22-yarder to his credit. This one will be spotted at about the 17, so a 27-yarder. Hold is good. Looks like he hit it a little underneath it, but got it. Got enough of it. Didn't look like he hit it as well as he could, Rich, but got enough of it.
It was important that Emmaus got points out of that drive. That would have been disheartening to put together a time-consuming drive like that and not get anything to show for it. So hopefully that'll lift their spirits a little bit, and we're in a tight ball game.
11 plays, 66 yards, quality stuff. Viscuso, his second field goal of the game, a 27-yarder, and Emmaus is to within 1, 7-6.
You know, we talked about it at halftime. The guys that need to step up on both sides of the ball offensively started to assert themselves a little bit. We saw Brad Wagner in the last series for Whitehall make the big play. You're seeing Emmaus, they're skilled people. Joe talked in pregame, Joe Baudelaire, that is about the balance that he had at running back, and you had Germani, and you had Weeder, and you had Parr, and Ernie, and he's making use of all those guys on that 11-play scoring drive.
1:59 still to go, third quarter. Whitehall next week will be home when they host Bethlehem Catholic. They then travel to Wilson Westlawn before hosting Central Catholic. So a very tough start schedule-wise for Bob Panny, first-year head coach, and the Zephyrs. They'd love to get this one. Both teams would. Make no mistake about it. Kickoff driving Beakey back inside the 5, and the ball is loose once again. Turnovers have been a big story in this game. No signal yet, and the Zeffs have gotten it back. That could have been disastrous.
That was a big break for the Zeffs. Here we see it turning upfield, and number 7 for the Zeffs, Beakey, ball pops right back to him.
Sometimes it takes a good bounce.
That was a good hit by number 22 for the Hornets, Germani.
Mike Yadish learned a term doing Ambassador Baseball, as you see Beakey. It is a pretty warm night. I used the term members bounce. That was a members bounce. You know that one, right, Coach?
Absolutely.
1st and 10 Zephyrs. Second back through is Clement. Running room off tackle, slips out of one and lunges forward and appears to have enough for a first down, brought down by Mike Brushko.
Brushko saved the touchdown there, Mike. There we'll see it again. Running off tackle isolation. Nice block by the fullback, number 34, I believe that was. Jason Lottie. Good leg movement, opened the hole. Clement had strong leg drive, and he powered for a first down.
Well, Lottie, a two-way performer, 5'9", 195, plays inside linebacker and fullback, so you know he's going to get his actions worth by night end. First down, Whitehall. First of the second half, a delay this time to Clement, and good reaction defensively by Emmaus.
You know, if you can hear the sideline for Emmaus when Clement touches the ball, he tends to let that ball away from his body a little bit. You can hear the coaches yelling, grab for the ball, grab for the ball. And
well, there it is. That's exactly what you're talking about.
I'm sure Coach Millen will have Mr. Clement this week. Some running back drills, keeping that ball a little closer to the vest.
No gain on first down. And Wagner now from the shotgun. Time, looking left and throws that way, and in and out of the hands of his intended receiver. And you know, Ben Beakey, or excuse me, Mike Hampshire would like to have that one back.
That was excellent execution by Brad Wagner. Good setup. He threw a dart. That was about 20 yards on a line. Here you see he's could hold the ball a little higher, but good delivery, and hits him right in the 6.
Yeah, he'll make those catches more often than not as you look at Wagner now back into the Whitehall huddle. They had a terrific year last year, qualifying for the District 11 playoffs, losing to the eventual champion Bethlehem Catholic in the first round. But they really did a nice job. 4-1 in the Valley Division of the Mountain Conference. Wagner, I don't know that that was a quarterback draw. If not, it certainly was effective. And Wagner rumbling into Emmaus territory is horse collared by Brushko, but not before the big quarterback has a first down.
I don't believe that was a called draw, but that was a good decision by Brad. Brad's looking downfield. He sees it was like the parting of the seas, and he just ran right up the middle, and he delivers the blow to Brushko and gains an important first down for the Zephs.
Whitehall 8-3 overall last year.
Hey, that's when you see the maturity of a quarterback, when he knows when to tuck the ball and he has that confidence to do that.
We've played 3. Good football game. Whitehall 7, Emmaus 6.
Looking for that special corporate award or trophies for your championship team? Then contact the experts at C.J. Wagner's and experience the warm, friendly, and personable service that only Rick and Lois offer. From state-of-the-art engraving to the very latest in recognition awards, Rick and Lois will create that exclusive item just for your group and at a cost that fits into your budget. See for yourself why companies, youth associations, leagues, and schools from throughout the Lehigh Valley regularly shop at C.J. Wagner. And you'll be pleased to know that rush orders are our specialty.
Let's go right down to Al DiCarlo. He has some interested spectators for tonight's game. Al?
All right, Mike, interesting here because this battle is 7-6 right now, and there's a battle right here. These guys are teammates at Lehigh, but right now, you know, I don't know. Let's talk to them. We got Matt Salvatore and Chad Schwank. Matt, you guys coming here together, and were you on that sideline, this sideline? What's going on?
We came in on this side. I don't like Whitehall at all, you know, so I'm rooting for Emmaus, but now we're teammates, so it's all right. I didn't like him in high school, though.
What about you? I mean, are you on that sideline at all? You going over there or what?
Oh, yeah, I'm going to head over there in a little bit because it's looking like they're going to win, so we're going to go over there and be on the winner's side.
And you like it on that side?
Oh, yeah, definitely. We don't want to be on this wannabe Green Bay Packers side.
All right, guys, let's switch things up real quick. Yesterday, a big win to start the season against Division I opponent Buffalo.
Oh, yeah, it was huge for us. You know, we just played a good game. We thought we could actually play better, but we did enough that we could win. So.
All right, good luck next week.
Thanks a lot.
All right, Chad, and for you, I don't know if you were sure you were coming in or what. You got in there and you did the job. Thoughts of how you performed yesterday?
You know, I just wanted to come in and try to contribute to our team effort. And, you know, as a team, I think we played pretty good yesterday. You know, there's some areas where we got to improve in to be the kind of team we want to be. So we're going to get after it tomorrow. We have practice, so we're going to get after it right again.
You went in there, Matt did his job, then he got hurt. How's he doing?
He went home with his parents after the game, so I haven't talked to him yet, but he seemed like he was all right after the game.
What about Brad right here? He's wearing your number 10.
Yeah, it seems like every quarterback that comes through Whitehall wears number 10, so it's like a tradition, I guess.
All right, guys, best of luck. All right, Mike, let's send it back to you guys.
Clement, big yards on first down, and a penalty marker comes. I think there was a penalty marker. Now there's football on the other side. A crushing hit on the right side here on first down by Terry Schwartz.
Here you can see it again. Schwartz comes through, puts his face mask right in the football, tackle for loss, and that was just after Clement had a nice gain on first down of about 15 yards.
Back to Schwank and Salvatore, Rich, and I know you know those two young men from competing against them. They are two terrific individuals.
Yeah, they're not only outstanding athletes, they're outstanding people too. Very personable young men that they take a lot of pride in what they do, and they have a lot of character.
Well, and you know, you and I have talked, well, let's get this play in. Wagner back to pass, again spots an opening and turns what looked like may have been a loss into a gain of about 5 or 6. But, you know, you and I have gone through a lot of recruiting as the tackle made there by Rodkowski. One of the reasons you might want to stay home and play football close to home, you have an opportunity and come back and see your alma mater play on a Friday night.
Absolutely. You're still connected with the community. There's that relationship. People come see a play over at Lehigh. And I know that is important to a lot of players to have that type of closeness and have the opportunity for family to see him play.
Certainly his word for Matt Salvatore. I do want to make one word on Matt, you know, and he stays healthy all year long. He has started every game in his career at Lehigh University. That's just about unheard of for any level. Here's Clement, right side, 10, still on his feet, touchdown Whitehall.
It's another big play by the Zeffs. Had to be about 30 yards, I'd say, and Clement showed good, strong legs, balanced his way up the sideline and broke some tackles, and he puts the Zeffs out in front by 7 points.
Well, you mentioned that off-season weight training program, and that strength paid off on this run right there.
Hey, you're not going to stop Clement with an arm tackle, and you're going to have to get your nose on the football to bring that young man down. He did a nice job there, Justin.
Point after is a low line drive kick and not good. And that could turn out to be a big miss as the score remains 13-6. You look at a very happy Justin Clement. Another look.
Nice block by Lottie. Clement bounces outside, and you get good blocks downfield. He runs through an arm tackle and stays in bounds. And here's a kid with some experience on offense too that, you know, Bobby Paney's counting on for some leadership. Brad Wagner, Justin Clement, you know, they're going to have to rise to the occasion, especially early in the season, until these young offensive linemen for Whitehall get their feet wet a little bit.
9 plays, 77 yards. Clement from 30 yards out, and Bob Paney has to be feeling a whole lot better about things after that first half when the Zeffs left it on the turf 3 times with fumbles. Not so here, as they have opened up a 14. That should be 13-6 lead. Extra point was not good. 13-6 lead. There, we got it.
Weeder is wide, deep for the Hornets.
Ben said on the kickoff. Received by Kyle Wise.
That's tackled by number 6, Mike Hampshire, by the Zeffs. And now we're going to see if Emmaus steps up again. Last time Whitehall scored. Emmaus came back with 11-play drive, got some points on the board, and this is going to be a big character test again for this young Hornets team.
Well, and time now does become an issue. Joe Baudelaire, he'd love to get this first one and try and gain some momentum. They also have pretty tough go of it early. They'll host Pleasant Valley next week, play at very tough Reading, play at tough Westchester East before hosting Parkland. Play action, Frazier with time. Throws it underneath, and the pass incomplete.
It is complete.
Did they catch it? I never saw
I believe they called it complete to Weeder.
They did call it complete. I never saw an
signal.
indication, a
Right.
signal, right. So it is a completed pass and picks up 5 yards.
I think one thing you want to start seeing out of Brian Frazier is him picking up his receivers a little early and getting a quicker release.
Frazier fakes that little screen, now looking deep and firing downfield, and a penalty marker comes in. Evers on the coverage. Pass was intended for number 21, Jacob Weeder. And Weeder really did a good job of holding inside position.
That's a nice little wrinkle Emmaus put in. They run the fly pattern off the flanker screen, and you can see Evers had a hold of his arm, and that was a good call by the official.
Yes, it was. Actually had him hooked there momentarily and then let him go.
And you saw Brian Frazier, he took a little bit of a whack there too on that pass, and that's good. You know, I think quarterback every once in a while needs to get hit just so he knows he's part of the game and lets those butterflies go away.
Absolutely.
A little bit.
Of course, in high school football, that not spot of the infraction, as that will be marked off from the line of scrimmage, and it will move the football into Whitehall territory at about their 47, 1st and 10 Emmaus. 9:05 now to go. Green Hornets trailing 13-6. Nobody behind quarterback Frazier, and a penalty marker, and they may have had an illegal formation.
I think they had motion.
Yep.
And they were jumping back into that speed sweep series, empty backs, try and spread Whitehall out. And unfortunately, someone jumped for the Green Hornets, puts them in a 1st and 15.
Really has been kind of a typical opening night for both teams. They have both made some mistakes, and that's to be expected.
If you're on the Whitehall sideline, to overcome all these turnovers and still have a touchdown lead, you know, it gives you a lot to talk about in practice next week. You know, should the game stay where it is, and you know, you still have a chance to feel good about yourself.
Well, Rich, there was one guy we talked about in terms of experience, and that was Brad Wagner, and he's really been a big difference in this game. They screen it to Eck, who gets the 5 back plus about 6 or 7 more. There's a penalty marker down, however, once again on the play. Jason Lottie downfield to make the stop.
Eck came up limping a little bit, something wrong with his ankle. And this might all be for naught.
You might have an illegal man downfield. That's it.
Well, the lineman can go downfield as long as the ball's caught behind the line of scrimmage. And I know this rule so well.
I know how mad you used to get about it when they take one away on you. Let's see where he catches it. He's a little bit in front of the line of scrimmage. He's actually out in front of most of the linemen. I don't see the lineman that was down there. Yeah, I remember when you were running that screen yourself, and I remember it being called back on you a couple of times.
One time in the district playoffs.
I'm not going there. As Eck now getting some help off the field. Let's go down to Al DiCarlo.
Well, Mike, actually go up to Al DiCarlo because I'm up here actually near you, and it's dark up here. I'm under a tree. You can't even see me up here. I'm with Tony Coca, and Tony, you've been here since the beginning of the game. You found a good spot over here. If it would rain, you would never get hit.
Yeah, under the spreading chestnut tree. I remember that poem when I was in 8th grade or something like that. So I decided to sit here. But now that it's dark, I can't see what I'm writing. I'm getting too old to see.
Yeah, defensive coordinator at Bethlehem Catholic. How's that been going for you?
It's going well. It's a fun job over there. It's a little bit different. It's great being number 6 on the depth chart. You know, I have not collected a dime. I have not handed out a jersey. I've gotten a phone call from an 8th grade person. I go to bed at night. I don't have to worry about the phone ringing and the press calling me and all this other stuff. So it's good, but you know, I'm emotionally still attached to Whitehall. There's no question about it. I'm gonna have to wean myself over to the Bethlehem Golden Hawks.
How hard was it to come to this game tonight and to watch this game?
Very. I was telling my wife as we were coming down Cedar Crest Boulevard, I came over the hill, I saw the stadium, and I started thinking to myself, oh my God. And we debated on what side to take my notes from. I was afraid to sit over there because I didn't know if the people had thrown me off the stands or not.
What about this game? Thoughts on the game to this point? Close one. It's been, you know, nail biter since the beginning.
It's the first game. It's opening game. Everybody, 2 new head coaches. It's like a 10-round heavyweight bout, and this is round number 1, week number 1. You know, you do some good things, you do some bad things, and you know, you got to expect that with young squads on both sides. But it's an entertaining game for the Emmaus and the Whitehall people.
Best of luck at Bethlehem Catholic.
Thanks a lot, Al.
All right, that's Tony Coca. Mike, let's go back to you and Rich.
Well, you know he'll do a good job there. No gain on first down. Frazier has his receiver Brushko, the quarterback, now setting up at the wide receiver position, and catches it in yardage, good for a first down, brought down by Brandon Evers. Rich, back to that conversation as we watch the replay here with Tony Coke. I don't think the fans realize the responsibilities of a head coach in this sport, and they are really demanding.
I was talking to Bob Panny before the game about what's the biggest adjustment he's had from being an assistant coach to head coach. He said it's all the organization, bus rides, meals, taking the phone calls, talking to the press, parent phone calls, and people don't realize what goes on behind the scenes, especially when you're head coach for a 4A school.
Green Hornets all of a sudden have found a magical combination. Mike Brushko, backup quarterback, has moved to the wide receiver position and caught back-to-back. Ben Beakey on the stop, but not before Emmaus picks up another big game.
Nice delivery there by Frazier, and Brushko came in to replace Eck, who just went out injured, and he caught 2 dig routes here, you know, for about 15, 20-yard gains, 2 successive plays.
Need the players like Brushko. Mentioned he was in the battle for the starting quarterback position. He's a starter defensively for them at the free safety spot, and now finds himself playing wide receiver, a valuable asset here as Emmaus, trying to get back in it, trails by 7. And this time they hand it off to number 47. That is Ryan Merrill. Merrill, the fullback, 5'11", 190. He's a junior.
Merrill does a nice job running this inside trap play here. And, you know, I've been impressed in the second half with Emmaus' offensive line play. They started to gel a little bit, and they're starting to sustain some things. There's Eck, you see on the sideline with ice on his ankle. That was 2nd and 4.
6:12 to go. 4th quarter. 13-6 Whitehall, but Emmaus on the move. Ernie, left side. Blockers in front to the 5. Touchdown, Emmaus.
I'll tell you, Emmaus has shown a lot of character. Whitehall scores, they come right back and punch it in the end zone. That's 2 successive times.
How big is that fifth extra point right now as the Green Hornets will line up for the tie? Viscuso out of the hold of Mike Brushko. And it is blocked. Looked like somebody from the middle broke through for Whitehall. Oh, the kicking game.
Whitehall had nice pressure off the corner from Ben Beakey, but I believe it was number 82, Matt Litzenberger. Matt Litzenberger, his father's Jim Litzenberger, a former Deerfield graduate, and glad to see Matt getting some playing time and maybe makes the play of the game for the Zeffs.
Well, Ben Beakey was putting pressure off the corner, Rich, and I wonder how much that had to do with that kick maybe being a little low as you look at the touchdown for Matt Ernie.
Yeah, that was a zone toss play, and you get little penetration by Whitehall, but good downfield block in number 24 for the Hornets. Adam Caverly does a nice job stalk blocking. That allows Ernie to walk into the end zone.
1-point football game, 13-12 with 6:01 to go. A 7-play drive, 67 yards, Matt Ernie from 21 yards out.
Might be a little early to think about an onside kick, but at this point in the game, you can never tell. And, you know, this would make me nervous at this point in the game. Still makes me nervous watching it.
You are glad to be up here right now.
I don't have to make that decision whether I'm going to put my hands team in or just have regular kickoff return.
Viscuso has it on the tee. The deep end for Whitehall, Beakey and Evers. And it'll be Evers at his 14. Across the 30 and brought down at the 32.
I think if you're Whitehall, you want to go back to what was successful for you the last 2 times you had the ball. You keep the ball in Clement's hands. You keep the ball in Brad Wagner's hands.